Hello, good morning. Today I'm going to explain quickly how to do physics, basically, how to operate the Live2d Physics menu, and how to input whatever things you want to be physics into it. So first, you're going to need to make physics deformers. Right now I have individual deformers for individual physics, but you can have it all set to one deformer, you can have it set to one or two deformers, as long as you have it keyed to parameters that give you the output you want. So for physics, you need to set parameters for those physics. You're going to want to set the limits of the physics. I personally like to set more than one parameter so that it looks more like a smooth and random movement. For this example, I have 3 parameters, which is generally a good default for hair and other things like that. So you're going to want to move from big movements like this to smaller movements and even smaller movements. Generally, the longer something is, the more parameters you're going to want, but 4 is usually the max you're going to need. So now we're going to move to the physics menu. So this looks like a lot, but I promise it's pretty simple. So first we're gonna look at the input. The input you're gonna is basically just what's making the physics move. Here I only have one parameter that's making it move, but for example, for hair, you're gonna want to put the angle XYZ, so that the head is what's making the hair move. And then the output, you're going to want to put the physics parameters you just set. To add either inputs or outputs, you basically just press add and then click whatever input parameters you want, and then same goes for the output. You just click add and they'll be there if they're not already in there, but you're going to just want to click whatever outputs you want. But first, before it'll let you put outputs, you're going to need to set a physics model or a pendulum. The pendulum is basically just how the computer is calculating movement. Every pendulum will correspond to a different parameter. So here I have pendulums 1, 2, and 3 set to parameters 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So when this dot is moving, this parameter is moving. When this dot is moving, this parameter is moving. When this dot is moving, that parameter is moving. So when I move my mouse, the pendulum will move, and so will the physics. So for this example, I'm going to delete these real quick, just so I can demonstrate how to input the parameters. You're going to want to add. You're going to want to click them in order of how you want the pendulums to correspond, and then you're going to wiggle your mouse around. See, when you first input it, it's going to be really stiff, right? As you can see, it's not moving like at all. You can barely notice it. So what you're going to want to do is, you see here that this is under 100. You're going to want this number to be 100. So when it's under 100, you're going to increase output. Now that you've increased output, you're going to want to wiggle your mouse around again. The computer will basically calculate how much it's moving and increase or decrease this number as necessary. If it moves over 100, you're going to want to decrease output. If it's under 100 again, you're just going to increase output. And basically, that's literally it. There's just the fine-tuning of making sure these outputs are all good. If the output is too high, if these numbers are way over 100, the movement will look super jittery. And if it's under 100, it'll look really stiff. And that's literally it. Physics are super easy. Once you know how to do them, just put the input. That's what makes the parameters move. When I do this, the hair moves. And when whatever pendulum you set, that makes your physics parameters move. Easy peasy. Let me know if you have any questions, and that's all. Thank you for listening.